Y'all, the movie wasn't even that bad. Why was y'all going in so hard? I mean, the movie is bad, but it ain't as bad as y'all was saying comparing it to Catwoman. Hey everyone, it's Sharna from Pay or Waits, and today I'm going to be reviewing Venom, which stars Tom Hardy. It's directed by Ruben Fleischer, who's responsible for directing movies such as Zombieland and 30 Minutes or Less. And so this film centers around Eddie Brock's character, who is basically not having a good run on life right now. And so while he's doing a profile on what he thinks is a corrupt CEO of the Life Foundation, who is Carlton Drake, played by Riz Ahmed, he basically ends up stumbling upon a symbiote that basically takes over his body, and that's how we get Venom, guys, okay? And so from then on, the movie centers around him trying to take this bad guy down and also dealing with having this new being inside of him. So they dragged the hell out of this movie, y'all. The critics like really tore this up. I was like, dang, this movie is like that bad? Like, you comparing it to Catwoman? So when I went into this film, I had my expectations set like very, very low. And I have to say the movie's not as bad as everyone made it seem. It has issues, and a lot of issues it is, but let's go ahead and let's start off on a positive note and talk about what I liked about the film. So I actually enjoyed Tom Hardy's performance. For me, if he was not cast as Venom in this film with this script, the movie would have been complete trash, and then I would have said, yeah, the critics were right. But watching his transformation as Venom, as he's kind of dealing between these two characters of Eddie Brock and Venom, it's fun to watch. Just how he's kind of talking to himself, going crazy. The dialogue that he has between the two of them is just fun. It's fun to watch on screen. It's probably one of the main things that kept me engaged throughout the entire course of the movie. And we've seen Tom Hardy do this kind of playing against himself in movies such as Legend. But I think that with his acting and even with him actually voicing, I almost said Bang, y'all, because I keep thinking about when he was Bang, but yeah, sorry, y'all, it's late. But when actually hearing him voice Venom, I thought he did a great job of distinguishing himself between these two characters. And even the banter that they have between each other, there's funny moments in this film. I laughed. I don't know if I was supposed to be laughing, but it was funny to me and everybody else was laughing around me. So I'm just going to assume that it was meant to be funny. And so you get some cheesy dialogue, but it just makes for a great time. Now, I think that was pretty much all that I enjoyed about the movie was Tom Hardy. But also, too, I love the look of Venom. When Venom appears on screen, I was like, yes, like I'm here for this. You see the little nasty looking tongue. I just love the entire look of how he transforms into this character, Venom. And that was another great part to watch throughout the film. Now, I think that's pretty much it on what I really enjoyed about the film. So let's get to the things that I did not like so much. So first and foremost, let's talk about Riz Ahmed. He's a great actor, but as Carlton Drake, he's like this CEO, scientist who basically is trying to, we really don't know what the hell he's trying to do. Jenny Slate is in this movie. She plays a scientist that eventually decides to grow a conscience from the work that she's been doing with the Life Foundation. She kind of mentions what his whole purpose is, why he wants to do these bad things, but they really don't take the time to flesh out his character. He isn't menacing. He's not scary to me in any way, shape, or form throughout the course of this film. So I'm just kind of like, why is he our villain? Like, it just makes no sense. Now, towards the end of the movie, his character gets interesting, but it's not really him. He comes in contact with a symbiote as well, Riot, and then that's where I actually enjoy the supposed villain of the movie, but it doesn't. It's only for a couple of minutes, so I'm just like, why y'all do that? I just, yes. So, he's just not convincing to me as a villain, which it let me down because he's soft-spoken. It just didn't work for me. And I know he's a great actor, so I'm kind of trying to understand what was their logic behind this. But Eddie has a love interest, Anne, who was played by Michelle Williams, and they had zero chemistry, y'all. They had no chemistry. To the point where during the course of the movie, as their characters are interacting with one another, she almost came off to me more like a motherly, sisterly figure rather than like his former lover or whatnot. And you know what, y'all? I also got to talk about this wig. Let me go ahead and talk about this wig because y'all know that wig looks so bad. With all these little lace fronts, closures, like, all these hair accounts that follow me on social media every single day. I don't understand why we are still making bad wigs in 2018, y'all. It is not all right. If y'all want to go ahead and pay me some money, I can go ahead and make sure that I give her a great wig, but you disrespected her with that mess. I don't even know whoever was responsible for that. You ought to be ashamed of yourselves. But anyways, minutes of this film, as they introduce us to Carlton, as they introduce us to Anne and kind of how Eddie's life is going, it's for 30 minutes, they literally continue with these storylines that really don't matter. They're boring. I was bored for the first 30 minutes of the film. The film does not get interesting until Eddie comes in contact with Venom, and it took 30 minutes to do that, and I really don't understand why, because nothing was interesting leading up to that point. And so what I would have to say is the reason why this movie is so bad is really the writing of the script. None of the characters are developed. The only character that you really care about throughout the entire film is Eddie Brock and Villain, and how they're bonding with one another, how they discover the similarities that they have from where Venom comes from as to where Eddie is. And I was just like, y'all kind of did Tom Hardy dirty with this movie. And I feel as though if it is given a sequel, I would still be willing to give it another chance, given that whoever was attached to this one, y'all just don't come back, especially whoever wrote the screenplay. But I really think that they have to figure out what they're going to do. And if you're not going to do right by these characters, then go ahead and just give Marvel they characters back. Why are y'all still trying to make all this money if you're not going to do right by the fans? I just don't get it. So for me and my coins, I'm going to say that y'all wait to see this film in theaters. Now, if you do pay, I had a good time watching the movie. I didn't feel like I wasted, my life. It has, you get to see Into the Spider-Verse, and you get to see a cool end credit, but I didn't pay for it. But I can't tell you guys to pay for a movie that really isn't that great. So those are pretty much my thoughts on Venom. As always, my name is Sharana from Pay or Wait. And if you like what you saw today, make sure you hit the like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your friends, and I will see you soon.